what is the use of padding property? Basically, in CSS, we have two properties, margin and padding. So suppose if you want to provide space outside the container, then you can use margin property. But if you want to provide the space inside the container, then you can use padding property. So first, you can say that padding. Padding basically is used to generate spaces. Margin is also used to generate spaces. But the difference is padding is to generate space, inner space, and margin is used to generate outer space. Okay? Now, CSS basically has properties for specifying padding for each side of an element. Each side of an element. And similarly for margin, CSS has a property for specifying the margin for each side of element. Okay. So the first one is padding hyphen left. Second one is padding hyphen right. Third one, padding hyphen top. And then last is padding hyphen bottom. Bottom. These four properties you can use to differentiate padding. So how we can write by using CSS these properties? So I'm just giving you one example. First, HTML, then head, and title, div with padding. Example. Head. Now, the body section. Inside the body, we have div, and closing body part, and then closing HTML part. Okay. Now we are just finding the example div with body part. Okay. Here I have a paragraph. Hello. And then another paragraph. Good evening. Okay. Now we have to define the CSS for this div. Come to the head section and by using internal CSS. Okay. First write div. Okay. Now come here. First we will define the border. 1px solid black. Now it is a message 1, type is solid and color is black. height is 250 px and width is also 250 px. Both height and width are the same value. Now, use padding. I'm using padding top and I'm just giving 60 px. Padding right, that is, I'm giving, okay, 30 px. Padding bottom, that is, again, 60 px. And then padding left, that is 70 px. Like this, you can define the padding property. And then when you run this program, you will see the difference without padding and with padding for these two paragraphs which is inside this div container. Now, if you don't want to write this padding right, padding top, padding bottom each time, then you can use padding properties in this way also. Simply write padding colon 25 px, 50 px, 75 px and 100 px. You can also write PADDING padding. I'm writing 125 px, okay, and 50 px and then 75 px. Then also write like this, padding 25 px space 50 px. Or you can write padding 50 px. Now what is the meaning? Suppose I'm writing this, padding 25 px, 50 px, 75 px, 100 px. It means that the first value, that is 25, it is reflecting for padding top. This 50 px, it is reflecting for right, padding right. And 75 px, it is for padding bottom. And then next is padding left. So basically the sequence is top, right, bottom, left, TRDL. इस पैटर्न को ये फॉलो करता है जब हम पैडिंग की चारों वैल्यूज डिफाइन करते हैं विद पैडिंग प्रॉपर्टी, टॉप, राइट, बॉटम, लेफ्ट. तो फर्स्ट वैल्यू फॉर टॉप, second value for right, third value for bottom, and the fourth value is for left. But when you define only three values, then basically first value for top, second value for right, and third value is for bottom. There is no left. Okay. Now, if I have only two values, now you are thinking that like in the previous one, top, right, bottom, left is ignored. When we have two, that is means first value is for left and the second value is for right. But it is not like this. The first value is for basically top and bottom. First value is for top and bottom, and second value, that is 50 px, is for left and right. And when we are talking about this padding 50 px, that means all. TBRL. Top, bottom, right, left are TPX. Like this padding property will work. If I'm saying about margin, suppose replace this. If I'm talking about margin, then you can say that margin basically is used to generate spaces, outer space. And CSS has the properties for specifying the margin for each side of element, like margin left, margin right, margin top, and margin bottom. And replace this padding word with margin. And when you see the output, you will see the difference that how the margin will provide some space. So your container will shift from the screen. But when you use this padding property, your container won't shift. Okay. And here you can also use, if you replace this padding with margin, now the meaning is that it is margin top, it is margin right, it is margin bottom, it is margin left. If you replace this padding with margin, that means it is top, right, and bottom. Like this, you can also use margin property. But you have to remember this point. Margin basically is used to provide outer space and padding is used to generate inner space.